Becky, and this is my sister Tracy, and we are two of the three sisters that blog at madefrompinterest.net. Today we are going to share with you one of our top viewed recipes on our site, which is our cream cheese taquitos, and you are definitely going to want to have this recipe. So Tracy, what is the first step that we need to do?
We are going to put our cream cheeses in the bowl, and you can leave it out on the counter, let it get to room temperature, or if you want, you can just stick it in the microwave for 15-20 seconds to soften it up. Once your cream cheese is softened, you're going to go ahead and pour your spices and water in and mix it up. So we have got 1 teaspoon of our garlic powder that we're going to put in here, and we've got a teaspoon of our cumin. I'm going to pour this in. I've done salt and pepper to taste. I think I've put in here about half a teaspoon of salt and maybe 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Play with that as you to your taste. And then we're going to put in our chili powder. Drop this in, and we're going to mix this up really quick. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead. We've got, I think it's a 1/3 cup of water, and this is easy to mix in now that my spices are in. Now that we've got this mixed in pretty well, even if it's a little bit lumpy, you don't have to worry too much about it because it's going to heat up in the crock pot and all meld together in this fabulous flavor. But what you want to do is pour half of this in your crock pot and then put your chicken in. But we've got a little secret for you that you are going to love us forever for this. This is Reynolds slow cooker liners. And what you do is we take our liner out and we're going to place it in the crock pot like this.
This is going to be your newest favorite thing.
Okay, now that you've got your liner in and you serve dinner, everybody's eaten, and it's time to run out the door, or kids need to do homework, and you get stuck doing dishes, you walk over, you grab your liner, pull it out of your crock pot, put it in the trash, and you are done with dishes.
You are going to love us for that one.
Pouring in half of my cream cheese mixture. That's full of all these yummy flavors. Down in the bottom of my crock pot. Spread around. Okay, I'm going to carefully place my chicken breasts in here. And now I'm going to pour the rest of the sauce. Over the top of my chicken. And we're going to cover it up, and we'll cook it on low for about 4 to 6 hours.
Okay, now it is time that we are going to assemble our chicken cream cheese taquitos. But before we do, we want to let you know that they are going to go into a butter dish. And we have got a great quick kitchen tip for you. You'll be able to find the link below on a really great and easy way to butter your dish. Okay, so now we'll turn it over to Tracy, and she'll tell you what she's doing.
All right, when we found out that my daughter had celiac disease, we had to make a lot of dietary changes. Finding quick, easy breakfast was not as easy as it was before. We had tried doing stuffing, making breakfast burritos and corn tortillas, but every time we did, they would fall apart and it wasn't working. And I finally did what I'm doing right now. I put a corn tortilla in a pan. It was on probably medium high. Put a good amount of cheese, and I spread it around on the tortillas. And what happens is your cheese melts on this tortilla, and it kind of adheres to it, and so when it's melted, you can take it off of the skillet, and then you can make a burrito, a breakfast burrito. Enchiladas, we'll be doing our taquitos. When you roll them up, they're not going to fall apart. They're going to stay together, and this was one of those little tiny things that made a really big difference for us, and so I'm excited to share this with you.
Yeah, and you know, our readers have written comments and told us that they love the recipe. They love it for their family because it's a crock pot recipe. They come home and their house smells wonderful. But we've had some comments that say that they love this tip that the whole recipe is worth just this tip, so that melting the cheese on the corn tortilla, how it makes it stay together.
Okay, so I've got my tortilla here nice and wrapped up, and I'm gonna stick it in my pan. And if you're only making one or two, then it's great. You can just use a skillet on your stove, but when you're putting your cream cheese taquitos together, it's really fast. If you use the skillet, you can do multiple at a time, and then you're going to be done.
So what is that, Tracy, about a fourth of a cup, do you think?
It's right about a fourth of a cup. You know, some people, if you like the really thin, crispy, skinny taquitos,
maybe a little less.
You might put a little bit less in. If you want a little bit more, you'll put a little bit more in, so it's kind of up to you.
That's about maybe an eighth of a cup, really.
Eighth of a cup, yeah. And then the cheese is kind of the same thing, the risotto cheese chicken. It kind of just depends on what your preference is going to be.
On our blog, I create things, Tracy creates things, and Sherry creates things. And a lot of times we don't have time to create the things that our other sisters have made. But this is one of the things that I created also after I saw Tracy do this post. And my family loved this. We promise that this is going to be a family favorite for yours.
All right, here our pan is just about full, and you can see that each of the taquitos, not one of them is falling apart. Another good thing about doing your corn tortillas this way is you will be using less oil or butter and having less fat. When you put them in the pan, I do use a little bit of butter to brush on them so that they'll crisp up, but it's very little, and if you want, you can leave the oil up. It's up to you.